Hello and welcome back everyone. So right after my small channel update and the announcement of Dominions 5, it seems that everyone's attention has been caught by the announcement of everyone's favorite franchise. And you guys have been discussing like crazy. I've been replying to a few of the comments. Everyone's very hyped up. Some of us are pissed, some of us are happy. And I think we're all pretty excited. It's gonna be a great 2 months until the release. I believe our community is strong enough to share our information so that we have a small idea of what's going on. So coming back to why this video, it's a follow-up video. I'd like to welcome everyone. This is Dominions 5, what we know so far. First things first, I'd like to send my thanks to our subscriber right there with us, Alexandre Petro. Thank you for your link right there, man. And thanks to that, I've been able to go there. I put everything right in those nice post-it notes. We're gonna have a look at everything that's changing. I'm gonna try to talk a bit about what I think we can do about it, and how it's gonna, well, like what the change is gonna mean for us in Dominions 5. You guys know the drill. So, first things first, we need to thank Turintur as well, because he's the one that's been compiling all that information and has been posting it on the link that Alexandre has sent all of us right now. So I compiled all the changelogs into those nice little post-it notes right there. As you can see, right there is the nation changelog, and everyone can read it right now. It's basically, I copy pasted most of it, highlighted things so we can have an easier time reading it. And throughout this video, we're gonna try to go throughout all of those titles: nations, battle mechanics, UI, game options, magic, items, blessers, pretender design, strategic map. I also have a couple of screenshots of new items, a couple of new spells, and I saw one new pretender for Bandar Log. So please hang on everyone. I'll provide the timestamp down there as I upload and edit the video. If anyone can just make it before me, please post it. I'll highlight it for us guys. So I'm gonna split all the sections into the timestamp so you guys can access and jump to them directly. So let's get started right now. Middle-aged man has Spellsinging Mechanics. It takes 50% longer to cast but half the fatigue. They also have cheaper cavalry. So first things first, what we're gonna have to go up and look like, this is the Dumb Inspector. God bless the Dumb Inspector. Let's take a look at middle-aged man right there. So middle-aged, no, it's up there. Yeah, middle-aged man and recruitable. So basically, the Spellsinging Mechanics means that all our usual casters that we have for middle-aged men, which are the crones, daughters, and witches of Avalons, probably somewhere along the line with the bards, and maybe even anyone that can cast nature magic. Now, if everyone can recall correctly, middle-aged men together with the Tiernanog Eriu all share songs. I'll show you right there. So if we go into spells, middle-aged man selected, now we select combat spells and national only. I'm just gonna close this down so everyone can have a better view of the screen right now. We have Song of Bravery, Soothing Song, and Healing Song. Now, even though those songs sound quite useful, they're pretty bad because you need to position your caster in the middle of everything, risk him dying. The heal is just one, it's not such a big deal. It's not like your caster will be singing in the middle of battle. The Soothing Song is actually not too bad. It removes 5 fatigue cost. You can use it along your spell casters, so you reintegrate 5 fatigue every turn. But eventually, from my experience, that thing goes off script. You need to bunch up all your mages in one little square. That makes it dangerous if an arrow goes there. And lastly, Song of Bravery is just the equivalent of Sermon of Courage, except that it has no range and it only affects an area of effect around the caster himself. So I think those Spellsinging Mechanics are gonna bring in new life to middle-aged man, since that they'll be able to cast more spells at, I guess, the cost of casting longer. So that will be the one change for middle-aged man. Also, their cavalry will be cheaper. We can take a quick look at their cavalry right there. When they're talking about cavalry, they're pretty much talking about the Knights of Avalon, the Knights of Man, and maybe not the Wise Man, maybe Lograi and Cavalry up to some extent. I'm supposing the changelog of Cavalry reduced in cost affects all those 3 units. However, the question that we have to ask ourselves that even if you do reduce the cost of gold, cost of resources, really reduce that cost of resources, please, if they really need that. We don't know if they'll be categorized as elite units, because we have learned from the mechanics that recruitment now requires recruitment points for majors and elite units. So we don't know how this will balance out. I'm glad that they reduced the cost on those guys so they can get to see more action, but I don't know how the recruit mechanic is gonna affect them. So that's one thing we need to keep in our minds. And usual complaints is Lord Warden, do something about him please. Two-handed guy, 20 HP for a human, that's not too bad. He's capital only and he's pretty useless. There's no other reason why you would recruit him over everyone else. Give him something special, like maybe summoning, you know, Avalon Wardens or something along the lines of this. And secondly, the Warden. Let's talk about the Warden himself. Let's talk about him, why not, right? Cap only, Warden of Avalon. There we go, Warden of Avalon. Look at this guy. Just look at him. He has a great sword. Mad defense because of a great sword. An okay attack skill, pretty strong strength at 13 right there, helping this thing probably deal somewhere along the lines of 20 plus damage on a good hit. The encumbrance is okay because he's wearing very heavy armor, but why would you give him a map move of 1? Stealth, map move 1, and forest survival. The map move 1 makes no sense. Let's look at the lore itself. The Wardens of Avalon are sacred guard of the witches. They wear green cloaks over Foon Chill made armor and wield green swords. The Wardens are exceptional warriors enchanted by strange magic to give them unequal strength, resilience, and morale. I think if you're implying resilience, and especially what their specialty is living in forest, you should at least give them map move 2. Makes perfect sense. Why this guy that's blessed with magic cannot go on map move 2 when this guy with a crappy spear or this guy with a long bow, okay, he's pretty light. Okay, this guy with a crappy spear can go. Like, I think you guys should just give them a map move of 2, or at least add some new mechanic to them, because they're very lackluster. It's almost like, nah, I'm not gonna criticize vanilla ice cream. I like vanilla ice cream. That's how you know that the gelato place made the correct ice cream. You cannot imitate vanilla. You need to make it yourself and fresh. Anyways, setting that rant aside, let us move on towards Tiananog, Eriu, and for Moria, the Numidians have spell singing. So this might slip across a few people because not a lot of people know about the Numidians. I'm gonna show you who they are right now. So the Numidian Warrior are usually assigned to early age for Moria, and one thing that should also be known is that the Numidian tag also appear in some of Tiananog, Eriu, and for Moria's national heroes. So let's just take a small look at them. It's basically those ladies, mostly ladies, and the men are usually warriors. I believe they will get a spell singing mechanic. That would be really great. I always like the Numidian faction. I was always a bit sad that we never got to see them, because technically timeline wise they are before early age, right? But I still think that information about them would be great, or anything else would be awesome, because they're pretty cool units. They're kind of like not elves, but similar. And the combination of air and death has always seemed a bit interesting to me, especially when they know over stuff like magic and water. You can get to mix them all together. You know, compensates for those nations lacking astral for the endgame or blood and things like those. Anyways, let me keep on looking at our changelog here. Soromatia right now. Magical. Okay, let's look at Malverni. Sorry, we missed Malverni. Magical tattoos. Regular Malverni have bear tattoos plus strength. Ambibate Wolf plus attack, Epony Horse plus combat move and defense, apart from giving invulnerability 10-15, activated by the same spell as Soromatia. So I'm guessing now there's a buff that we can cast, and it seems that they share it with Soromatia, is that you get to put tattoos on your units. The one thing I'm not sure is that, do those tattoos work only on the commander, or is it can it be used on the units? That's what we don't really know right now. Abysia, new crossbreeding national unit, better magic, new national spells. We also get half the effects of growth and death, both good and bad, except supply, no effect at all. Abyssian crossbreeding research, free blood to 25 slaves for plus 11 effects, and warlocks have a plus 2 bonus. I'm not too sure what this means. Abyssian? Oh, Abyssian. Oh, okay. So the new national spell of Abysia, which is crossbreeding, I'll show you guys right there. Just turn off those filters. Crossbreeding. Turn off the Numidians. Wait a second. Why is it? It's right there. Well, what's going on? Oh, we see we're having a graphical glitch. I'm like, why is it say sacred crocodile here? Everyone can see it, right? Crossbreeding is known as sacred crocodile. Anyways, when you use crossbreeding, you basically get a lot of chaff, and luck really helps. It really helps Abysia because they do need a lot of chaff, and I think that it fits their national theme as well, where they're using blood magic to create hybrids between the Abyssians and humans. So this makes sense. I'm really glad that Abysia got some love out of Dominions 5. They seem to have... Okay, sorry about that. I had to take a small cut, everyone. I'm basically playing a small Divinity 2 video, but it's in my own language, so I need to figure out how to do that. Anyways, let's get back over here. I was talking about the crossbreeding. It's just that Abysia now gets a better crossbreeding spell than the generic one. It's not random, will not be dependent on your luck skills. It will summon them in batches, but you'll know what will get summoned. And apparently warlocks get the bonus of plus 2 to it, so we're not sure what it will do. Next up is the new Ritual Hellscape, which if you read it at Alteration 6, Fire 4, 10 Fire Gems, it works like a Blight, where the enemy will get a random event of the fire is increasing, etc. Plus 3 hit, plus 1 death, population, kill and unrest generation. This is actually very handy for Abysia because they lack economic damage, which is why Blood Nations are very strong, with spells such as Reign of Toads, and 3 to 4 cost of that on the capital permits you to shut down an enemy capital. So that's one thing to keep in mind, and one thing to keep in mind when you're fighting Abysia as well. Next up is the Liquid Flames of Ruax, which is probably a national version of what, as we are saying right now, Magma Eruption. Probably works just as from the way I can picture it, everyone just needs to think of let's see Marignon. Yeah, Marignon. If we go take a look at the MA Marignon, which is no, I shouldn't bank, sorry about that. Right there, you can see that Marignon has their own version of Holy Fire, which is a stronger one than the classical Holy Fire that everyone has. So I'm guessing that the Magma Eruption will work somewhere along the same lines of this. A better Magma Eruption for Abysia, which makes more sense thematically. Next up is Lemuria, the famous Pupkill Nation. It has double magic and drain scaling effect. Lemuria is even more magic dependent now, so it makes sense since that the drain will probably give them more magic resistance, but will slow down their research. That was often a strategy used by a lot of Lemuria players, was to take a very strong bless, take a complete drain scale, and deal with the research, but have strong enough units to deal against everyone ganging up on you. But now it's gonna be a tougher choice to take. Also could mean a good thing, because that means it will help out the horrible research of those Pupkill Nations. We don't know how it will look out yet, but I think that's a good change. Spectral weapons now, sorry, I can't speak right now. Spectral weapons now deal half damage if you pass the magic resistance test. It also helps Terodos. Okay, so let's take a unit. Let's take a look at those units, not a unit at those looks. So let's look up Terodos right there. Early age Terodos. Where are you? There you are. No. Summon? Maybe, yeah. No, I just want. I think it's not in database. I need to write it like this. Spectral. Okay, I'll just pull up one Principe for Lemuria and one Hoplite for Terodos. As you can see, they all own spectral weapons right now, right? So what this means is that they deal magic damage, and before, what used to happen is that if the enemy successfully rolls magic resistance, there will be no damage done. There's a fucking asshole in the parking, Jesus fucking Christ, for fuck's sake. Coming back to what I was saying, sorry for that other interruption, doesn't seem to be a very good day to record over there. It now actually helps them, because even if they fail, which means the enemy succeeded in magic resistance roll, instead of simply receiving no damage, they'll receive only 50% of the damage. So long story short, that's essentially a buff to those pub kill nations. Thaumaturge and Acolytes are cheaper, however Thaumaturge are no longer immortal. That means they can't just deploy Thaumaturge, because if they die that will be a big investment. But the reduction in the cost of death gems is pretty much positive. They'll be able to field more of them, and I guess as a counterbalance they won't be immortal anymore. Otherwise, new nations have finally been announced. United Kingdoms, Rus and Erythia. So everyone knows about everyone's favorite nation that before disappeared from the surface of the earth. Let's see where's right now. Early age the first city. Here's everyone's favorite nation, known for the Shirish, without that say 110 recruit sacred. That's horrible and completely not worth it. Everyone being giants and being trash at fighting, but still a very interesting take at the foreign recruits, such as swamp units. Yeah, they have swamp units and anything that's like in a forest or something along the lines like this. It was a really great showcase to the Dominion's 4 mechanics, probably enabled a lot of great mods to be made. We also have those hornblower, that's kind of cute to give them some morale even if they're horrible. And otherwise they have the special of being able to resurrect their god when it dies at no path penalty, but we're gonna talk a bit more about this very soon. So that's about Uruk, the nation that we've all been waiting about. I have no clue what Erythia is. Rus is basically the middle age of, let's see, everyone knows Bogarus in the late age, correct? In the middle age we have Vanarus, right? So if I'm not mistaken, Rus is currently in the early age. It's the Vanarus before Vanarus, just storyline wise. So that'll be very interesting. We'll probably have more Vanheim units and less human units, probably stronger magic. I wonder if we'll still have the use of human sages. Those are usually their research engines. That's gonna be an interesting nation for us to see. Let us move on. Oh, actually they do have spells. Let me drink some water right there, because there's a lot of talking here. So we have air, nature, fire, and astral. So that's actually good, because we didn't have astral with them before. Sacred warbears, far better than Vanarus. Okay, that sounds interesting. It seems that we finally get warbears. Many elite-ish troops with low armor and resource cost, but undisciplined. If you like early age you will like Rus. Okay. Guess it's gonna be somewhere along the lines of Conan the Barbarian, but not Conan the Barbarian, more like, I think, I'm not sure storyline wise, so it's a mix of Russian and I think Scandinavian, yes, mythology and everything. So they also have Sacred Bear Summons, Forest Recruitable Thunder Priest, that's actually gonna be very interesting, and Air 3 plus Nature plus Astral, plus randoms capital warbear mage. Okay, I guess that'll have even easier access to massive air buffs as well as nature buffs. We don't really know how the new battle mechanics will turn out. So Erythia, now that I'm reading it, is late age Pelagia. They are Ptolemaic late age Pelagia. Cap income is 2 fire gems, 1 water gem, 1 astral pearl per turn. Mages can marry between themselves. They can start with affliction. They are potentially very good mages, but kill each other by various events including poisons and assassins. Huh, that's interesting, like fighter fish. Erithia also has weaker and with less range but underwater usable crossbows. That's interesting. Prince, Fire 1, Astral 1, and then he has a question mark 3. He has 3 picks in randoms. Lots of random paths. Okay. 150 gold, Insane 5. If you recruit a prince and don't have a king, he transforms and turns holy 3, and you get minus unrest. When you have no king or queen, you get plus unrest every turn. Queen behaves similarly. Queen and king will marry each other, minus unrest, I think. Siblings kill each other, and I think they also try to kill the ruler of their gender. Okay, so it will be like playing Crusader Kings and Dominions at the same time. That's very interesting. Mage, Daduchus. 165 gold. Coastal and underwater, so probably recruit them from coastal forts and underwater. That's good to hear that Pelagia actually has some stuff on land. 1 fire, 1 astral, 100%, 50% of a pick at 1 fire, 1 air, 1 water, 1 earth, 1 astral, another 50% at 1 water, another 50% at 1 earth, and 1 air. This is potentially a very good battle mage. If they have access to astral, that means they can produce and join communions. Human mystics are available inland too, and 90 gold for astral 1 plus a random pick at fire, water, earth, astral. See, those are gonna be your slaves. I guess late age Pelagia is still gonna be all about communions. Hurley 2 administrator guy with tax collector and patrol bonus, but poor leadership. He actually has 40 and a -1 inspirational penalty. Whew, Triton Knights underwater, complete with alicorns and recuperation for 45 gold. So I guess they'll be like the versions of middle-aged men but underwater. That's good to hear. I think Pelagia is gonna be a very strong underwater nation.